I've been getting these questions a lot on my social media, and I felt like it was time to address something near and dear to my heart. It is the month of May, and it is Lupus Awareness Month, okay? And a lot of people don't know what lupus is. And no, I don't have lupus. Lupus is just a cause very near and dear to my heart because I've seen my mother suffer with lupus since I was in high school. I've seen the reason why I'm so educated in my health journey is because I've seen a lot of people go through things that I never would have wanted them to go through. I've seen these things firsthand, misdiagnosis, lots of testing, lots of illnesses and symptoms like firsthand. So, ooh, that's why I know so much about lupus because my mother, some of the symptoms I've seen her have were crazy. And usually, lupus is not only an autoimmune disease that people, is more likely to attract itself to women. Over 90% of the people with lupus are women, and they're of childbearing age, and 2 to 3 times more likely to be women. And this is mad scary, y'all. And I'm in that statistic of women who could have lupus. Now, I've never formed a formal diagnosis, but seeing lupus be, it can be as light as skin rashes to as heavy as fatal kidney failure for a lot of people. I mean, Nick Cannon has had to have his kidney replaced, and even who's the girl? Selena Gomez had lupus. I think her best friend gave her a kidney. So, like, lupus is something that affects a lot, specifically minorities. Thank you, Jacob. Um, and this is a month of awareness because a lot of people are aware of like cancers, and breast cancer is another thing that affects a lot of black women at a highly disproportionate rate, but there's a lot more money involved in that, and that's why May is so important for me as lupus month because it's my month or something very dear to me. I used to go to the lupus walks in the suburbs a lot. Hey, Samantha. And it just like floored me to see that. Oh my gosh. People is trying to blow up my phone. I'm trying to tell y'all about Lupus Awareness Month. Chill out, people. But a lot of people are just unaware of autoimmune disease anyway. Autoimmune disease, in particular, is a disease where your immune system, your cells are attacking itself. So that's why people with autoimmune disease, they call it an unseeable disease because it does not look like you have that disease. In most cases, it's very, very, very advanced by the time it looks like you have an illness. Lupus in particular works in flares. So people tend to be okay one day and very sick the next day, or it could last months, it could last years, and then some days they're just fine. I've experienced that with my own autoimmune conditions, which when I received my psoriatic arthritis diagnosis, that's what really blew me because it was like, one day I can barely walk, my knees are swollen. Why is this happening to me? And then the weekend rolls around and I'm feeling so great. Like I don't feel like I have any symptoms. So why is it one day I have the symptoms and the other day I don't? That's what a lot of people with autoimmune diseases like lupus and psoriatic arthritis and the many other autoimmune diseases suffer with. And it is real, real, guys. It's so scary and so anxiety, you know, probing because another fun fact about lupus, there's no test. Doctors can go and give you a blood test and say, oh, you're HIV negative. There is no test for lupus where they can just shoot you up and say, oh, you got lupus or you don't. People usually find out they have lupus through test negation. They've tested them for all kinds of things until they come to the conclusion that it has to be lupus because of the symptoms you have. And that the treatment in the process, because usually by the time you're getting tested for lupus, you're already in such critical chronic pains, which can range from mainly the skin organ. They have what's called a butterfly rash. That's why the symbol of hope for lupus survivors is a purple butterfly. So this month is May, so we're putting on purple, P-O-P, put on purple, because we're, doing it for the luppies and the loopy warriors. And so showing support to them. And they often get skin rashes. My mother's nails stopped growing. It looked like she had a fungus. They stopped growing, and when they were finding out she had a lupus diagnosis, she was going through, having all kind of skin problems and all kind of crazy things. Oh, thanks. Oh, I always have a positive attitude. Man, I be trying. You got to have a positive attitude. That's the thing about those autoimmune diseases. Your mentality is everything. I always tell people, being a health coach now, it's not a disability if you don't allow it to disable you, man. You can't let a diagnosis, you can't let nobody tell you, not no man, not no woman, no regular human being with flesh that bleeds like you. You can't let these people get in your head and make you feel like, you're dead when you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, your mentality has to be strong out here, because I'm a believer. I'm a believer in a higher force, and it's higher than God. It's higher than my, not God, but it's higher than my parents. It's higher than the doctors. It's higher than anybody with flesh that's gonna tell me, oh, this is incurable, and you're gonna like, come on now. You gotta stay positive and speak health and life into yourself. That's what I'm all about now, because I know that it's reversible, because I know that I've reversed autoimmune symptoms in myself. And I just know I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta stay positive, because I remember going through all the symptoms I was going through, and I just felt like it was over. I used to wake up some days, guys. Y'all didn't see these days on Instagram or YouTube. I used to wake up like, God, why did you wake me up like this? Like, my knees are swollen. I'm not even 30. I'm hurting. Like, why am I in so much pain today? And then the next day, and the next day, and the next day, I would have symptoms and symptoms. And then one day I'd be okay. Like, why am I only okay one day out of the week? Oh, yeah, MS. That too. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's hard on your joints. For me, it was two. And most people with lupus, they say they have 1 out of 3 people with lupus have multiple autoimmune diseases. And it's like that for most people with autoimmune diseases, actually, because I didn't just have psoriatic arthritis, I have fibromyalgia, which technically isn't an autoimmune disease. It's kind of like a syndrome, though, so they go hand in hand. It's a nervous condition. It attacks your muscles. So it pretty much is an autoimmune condition as far as I'm concerned. But my mom has it. She has thyroid issues. She has rheumatoid arthritis. So it was like, once they found lupus, they just started finding everything. Trick. And then once they find everything, there's no cure, right? So what do? They find treatments. What do? They find prescriptions. So, I mean, my mom at some point was on more prescriptions than people with HIV/AIDS. Like, a big bag of pills that she's got to take. Oh, I got to take 3 of these, 2 of these. Then I'm going to be constipated, so I got to take these. And then I'm going to be a little foggy, so I got to take the. Like, it's crazy. The average person with lupus, their annual health care is $33,233, I think. I looked that up. I'm like, God dang. Do you know, as an administrative assistant, after taxes, that's my salary. $33,000. And I'm like, dang. I don't know how my daddy did it, because my mom was a housewife, and my daddy, it was his health insurance that was paying for all that. Because my mom would be in my mom, every few weeks, she in that doctor doing surgeries, all these prescriptions. Like, lupus is expensive. Y'all talking about Whole Foods expensive? Y'all want to see some of my medical bills? And then some of the prescriptions started giving her seizures. Get this. Picture your mom falling out on the floor. You don't know what the fuck is going on. So when they told me, hey, you're going through, we think you have this and that, we want to run some more tests, I said, oh, the blood of Jesus. Ha, you will not put me on all them prescriptions, baby boy, because those prescriptions have side effects. You need prescriptions for your prescriptions. And once you start getting addicted to it, people don't just wake up and say, I want to take a bunch of pills, guys. When you're going through the type of pains that I experienced briefly by the grace of God, it gets to the point where it's like, you can be as strong as you want to. Oh, I don't need no pills. I'm gonna pop an ibuprofen. I'm gonna pop a Aleve. Eventually, you taking an Aleve every day. Eventually, you taking 2. Those pains are bad. Then you're gonna be going to that doctor like, please do something for me. It's getting hard to walk. It's getting hard to maintain my lifestyle. People are looking for prescriptions because they're needing a way to subside their pain, you know? So, but some of those prescriptions become addictive because they're painkillers. Then you got another problem on your hands. So my whole goal in holistic health was to minimize the amount of problems that I was giving myself. And I felt like it's going to be hard to change my lifestyle, but I'd rather change it myself before the prescriptions have to change it for me. You know what I'm saying? Because when the prescriptions get in your life, it's hard to get off of them. I get people, BB, I have sickle cell, I have this, I have that. They see my Total Life Changes videos, and I don't sell cures, I don't sell preventions, I don't sell those things. I'm not a doctor, I don't even play one on TV. But I get people that are warriors of whatever they're going through, and they hit me up all the time because they want to know how I holistically changed my life. It's a mindset first. You got to get in your mind. You have to get in your spirit. And you have to say, hey, I'm ready to change my life before these doctors change my life. Because that's a real life change. They're like, let me see if I could take a vitamin and I can boost my system. Because you can't just do one thing. I could give you a tea, I could give you a vitamin, I could give you a bone supplement, whatever. It's going to take way more than I don't sell dreams. If you just want to lose weight, that's cool. We can sell you on that. But you're talking about you want to have a better quality of health. That's a mental process. And heck, even losing weight is a mental process. You have to tell yourself, hey, I am going to reverse these symptoms. Today, I am going to feel better. I'm going to feel better. You might not feel better the first few days you're saying that because your cells have to receive that you're changing your life. Then your mind and your body is going to follow. You know what I'm saying? It's a process to this. And that's what I'm getting at. You know, I'm glad that it's Lupus Awareness Month and people are going to start understanding more about autoimmune disease. I'm going to start talking about it more. And we are going to really get I really hope everybody really gets some value out of the book I'm dropping on the 5th, because it's basically a guide to how I reversed autoimmune symptoms and what I've learned, because I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't have good doctors behind me, a good belief system behind me, a good God behind me, and a good mindset behind me, and a lot of research. Just finding somebody who knows some things that you don't might save you years of problems. Oh, God bless. See you later, Jake. It'll save you years of trouble finding somebody who's gone through the troubles that you've been through. So I'm planning on providing a lot of value for you guys. The book is going to drop 555, the year 555 on the year 5, 2021. In some circles, 5 is a number of conflict. In my circle, 5 is a number of grace. God has had grace on my life. He has given me the ability to still be here, still making videos, still looking crazy, still being in the community, still doing whatever I need to do. God has shown me a lot of favor and a lot of grace. It's a lot of people who have lupus. My mom's on disability from lupus. People with fibromyalgia, people with psoriatic arthritis that ain't living how I'm living right now. They can't even open. I've seen a lady with fingers so swole she can't even open a can. We take these things for granted. We take our health for granted until it's too late. But if you watch me, you're not going to do that. Because you're going to get tired of hearing me talk. God has shown me great grace. And I have to share my grace with other people. Because other people, there are millions of Americans suffering with autoimmune disease and lupus. And especially my people. In a world where the average black woman, the median salary for a black woman in America is about $50,000, and the average healthcare cost for somebody with lupus is about $33,000. Good luck. How are we surviving? How are we going to survive? Who's going to teach us? Who's going to get our lifestyles better? It's up to us. So if it's up to me, shoot, I'm about to drop this guide on the 5th, and I put my heart and my soul and I put my research into it. I made sure it's not a lot of fluff in it so people can easily read it and grasp it, and I'm going to make myself available to whoever wants to get more in depth with it and just talk about it, so I'm excited. That's what I wanted to get here, get on live for y'all and talk to y'all about. So I'm going to work on some other content for you guys, though. And I will see you in the meantime. I'll be around every day. I'll be around. Y'all tell me if you guys like lives. My YouTube lives are so much liver than my Instagram lives. Like, what's that about? Like, y'all bougie on the gram. But anyways, YouTube is what's up anyway. Yes, so Jake already left. But see you later, Samantha, and all my other viewers right now. Love you guys. Peace, love, and happiness. Have a great night.